If you haven't realized it yet, we're knee-deep in the Cars on the Road saga. There's going to be new leaks, new merchandise reveals, more trailers, teasers, TV spots, images, all that good stuff coming up over the next month before the first episode drops on September 8th. And then weekly, we're going to have a new episode with a lot more stuff to break down and predict what's going to occur in the following episode. So today, we have kind of a premonition to that, a precursor, if you will, and that is a 4-in-1 storybook for Cars on the Road. Now, this probably is only about 4 episodes of the series. There will be 9 as we know, so this is not even half of what we'll see in the show. Now, I do need to give a spoiler warning. If you don't want to be spoiled in the slightest, don't watch this video. But I will say this book really doesn't give away much. It shows some more images. It's kind of like an additional trailer, I guess. And then there is some text and dialogue and some, I guess you would say, clarifications of what we've seen in the trailers. Like when you see something in the trailer, you're like, how is that? Like, what's going on here? This book might clarify that. So if you want to go into the show just not knowing anything whatsoever, have a clear head, this video might not be for you. But I will tempt you. There is some really cool stuff in this book that, like, oh my God, it just heightens my excitement for the show. And it's super short. You know, you probably see the runtime of this video, not very long at all. And I also want to say I won't be reading this book because this video is not made for kids. This isn't like a children's reading book club type of channel. We don't do that here. So as I go through here, you can pause and read it, but I'll mainly just be talking about the pictures and what I think is truly going on in the book and how that will translate to the animated show. Because obviously this is just a drawing basically. You know, these are not straight from the show. This is not how the animation will obviously look in the show. I just wanted to make that clear. Now I got this on eBay. I don't know how those people are getting it because I thought this book wouldn't come out for a while. I thought it would be a pre-order, but yeah, they are in stock, in hand at some places. So definitely if you want one, search it up on eBay. It was only $10. Now we had the cover for this revealed quite some time ago, and I did a whole video on it, but I'll briefly go over it again. It shows kind of like the 4 main stories in one, obviously. So on the left here, you have the Dino Park, Cretaceous Garden storyline, Mater and McQueen in their caveman outfits with the Tyrannosaurus Rex, or, you know, we'll actually figure out the real name for that. We have Mater and McQueen down here with Ivy, who is covered in ivy and is super dirty. We saw her in the trailer. We also saw this in the trailer. This is also Ivy when she gets to the circus. And we see the Guido Pitties, the new band for the Cars on the Road. It wouldn't be a Cars movie or media without a Pitty band, right? And then here you have the Salt Flats scene or episode or story where Lightning McQueen is racing Mater. Now this is called Super Speed Mater. That was revealed from a playset because there will be a Salt Flats playset that includes Mater in this rocket suit. So without any further ado, we're going to jump right in here. You can see all the publishing information here and another image of the cover. All right, so yeah, it starts off Dino Park. And you can see this scene is straight from the trailer, which we know then is straight from the show. When they pull up to Cretaceous Gardens here, and Mater's a little apprehensive about going in, but McQueen is like, hey, man, you chose where we went last time, that stupid car, tire maze, not doing that. I'm interested in some dinosaurs, so we're gonna go in here whether you like it or not. Now, the exciting stuff, I will just pause it right there if you want to check out the text. Over here, you can see the entrance to the gate where they see, as they say here, sculptures. So that's a pretty key detail right there, that these are dinosaur sculptures. They do not move. So you have the Tyrannosaurus Rex one here. You have the Docketer or something. Oh my God, I looked it up for my trailer breakdown. This herbivore dinosaur here. It starts with a D. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I already forgot what that one's called. But then you have another Tyrannosaurus over here, and you have what looks to be maybe like a Stegosaurus, although the Stegosauruses don't have like horns on their nose, right? So not entirely sure what that is, but you can see some visitors in there as well. And over on the right here, there's always like a little preview for the next page. Like that's just kind of how they do it. And so it shows you a skeleton of a dinosaur that you would see in like a museum. So I think that's pretty cool. It's basically like a skeleton of this one you see on the right. So now we're in the visitor center, basically like the museum lobby or whatnot, and they're getting a tour here, so I will just let you guys read that. You have a tour guide here. They don't really give too many names here, but they're talking about this skeleton specimen that they refer to as Mimi. So it looks pretty cool. It's just like a small fossil for a dinosaur, and it's really nicely done. Like, I know Pixar, they did this. Like, this is their creative juices flowing here. It's kind of like a trained dinosaur. Just looking at the wheels here, they look like rail wheels. You got some springs in there and whatnot, so that's pretty cool. This car looks like Bob Cutlass's model, but that seems to be the tour guide. You have some other models up here as well. They do kind of look familiar from some previous movies and whatnot. Now, as we look up top a little bit more, we just see some other fossils and memorabilia on the shelves there. There's this pitty right here with tusks, so kind of reminiscent of maybe like a saber tooth, one of the other extinct animals, a very iconic extinct animal from long millions of years ago. So that's pretty cool. And then you have like the shadow of the skeleton dinosaur here, which we'll see on the next page. Now, what's important about this is that Mater's falling asleep, and you can see that he's starting to drool, which is a direct callback to Cars 1 when he is sleeping and the black oil or drool or whatever is coming out of his mouth in that exact same way. So yeah, he's not having a good time basically. And so, because he's falling asleep, this is what he dreams. So now this is one of, I guess, probably the biggest spoiler in the entire book, is that this whole part with the dinosaurs and them being cave cars, it's not role play. It is just a dream sequence that Mater has when he is in the lobby here, because he's not having a good time. He's just bored basically. So yeah, it says here, sleeper he drifted off. I love the name for the Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's the Tyrannomysiosaurus Rex. Basically a carified version of transmission in a dinosaur form. So I don't know, I guess it's a dinoified version of transmission. I don't know, it's not the like smoothest thing off the tongue. Like, I probably even mispronounced that. Like, I'm probably not pronouncing it the way they want me to. Like the Transmissiosaurus? Maybe it's that, I don't know, but pretty creative nonetheless. And so you can see the cave car Mater, and that's even how they refer to him, Cave Mater. So you get a nice look of him there. And Lightning McQueen has been snatched up by the Tyrannomysiosaurus Rex. So again, this is very similar to the trailer from when this guy is actually chasing after them. So I would assume after that chase, well, during it, McQueen is snatched up by the dino. So, heroically, Mater uses his tow hook here to smack the dino. You overgrown varmint. I love that. The Tyrannorex, so that's what they call him for short. Spits McQueen out of his mouth there. You can see all that. The dino, I don't know, wow. Mater's hook, well, I guess it is a rock, so that kind of makes a little bit of sense, but yeah, he's not having a good time there. He got absolutely smoked on the nose with Mater's rock hook. And McQueen is free. So you get a good look of all of that. This is where it gets exciting though. Whoa, 2 dinos. This is like Jurassic World when the 2 monster dinosaurs go at it in like that main section. I only watched the first Jurassic World, like the one with Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. And yeah, this reminds me of that. So they called this one the Spinocrankshaftrex. I love that. The Spinocrankshaftrex. The largest and fiercest. So yeah, McQueen now is just still, yeah, poor McQueen. He really is struggling. He just can't catch a break. So you have these 2 dinosaurs going at it. And yeah, again, Mater saves him by lassoing his hook around McQueen to pull him free. But he wakes up. Like, honestly, it sounds like a Cars tune almost. So we have another look at this guy who we saw outside. I'm pretty sure that's like the same one that was outside, no? Yeah, it looks like that one. And it was also in the trailer. So I might put some pictures on the screen comparing what we see in the book to what's in the trailer. if it's important, but then we have a really good look at that skeleton dinosaur, the replica. And yeah, it definitely looks like this one in particular is supposed to be modeled after like a train because of the way the wheels are. You could see them there and there. Or maybe that's actually, no, I'm kind of stupid. That's just because the tire isn't on it. Oh my God, that's silly of me. It's not supposed to be like a rail car. It's just like the donut of the wheel, you know? It's just like the straight rim, straight wheel. There's no rubber tire around it. Man, that was silly of me. But there you have a good look at the tour guide. So we'll see if that's how he looks in the series. I'm sure it probably will. And here he doesn't really look like Bob Cutlass's model. All right, now we're up and over to Salt Fever, as they call it, which is pretty cool. Got a lot of stuff to look at here. I'll leave that up there for you to pause. Now, they're talking about Speed Demon here. Watch out for the Speed Demon. And they're kind of questioning it. They don't really know what it is. So we'll get to that, but definitely keep that in mind. So you can see like a hauler in the back left here. That's exactly like a piston cup hauler, but I'm sure it's not for a piston cup racer. And you can see some of these super sleek speed cars, as they say, land speed racers. And I actually did a video predicting that cars like these would appear in the show. I did a video on this many months ago and people thought I was crazy. Guess I'm not super crazy, because there is one right there, yellow and red. You have this uber long one that looks like a hot dog. Unfortunately, you can't see his eyes behind Mater, but you can see he's got like the engine parts there and his mouth is right there. It looks so weird. Looks like a hot dog. You can see like a Baja Bug right there, some other random cars in the background. This looks like Revo Koss, that one color changer that we revealed like a week or a half ago maybe. He was revealed in the color changers line, but he has decals, so this one definitely looks to be a little dumbed down. There's a Pity there who's got some salty tires. Yeah, everyone's tires are salty, so maybe they'll release salty Lightning McQueen. I would not put it past them, just like the sandy versions they did. But yeah, here we have a green land speed racer. Let's take a look at his decals down here. Intake doesn't really look like anything we can make out. 523. But he looks really cool, and I'm sure that Mattel will capitalize and release a bunch of them. And there's our sneak peek for the next page. All right, so you got a bunch of random cars there in the back left. Some models I feel like we've seen before, but they're loading him up in the super speed suit. And you can see it also has decals, as we saw in the trailer. And this white one looks to be like a Japanese or maybe Chinese character. But yeah, there's some cool decals on there for sure. We get a good look at Noriyuki and Sarah Cogs. And those names are confirmed. Well, especially Noriyuki here. You can see a utility truck named Noriyuki invited Mater to join his blah, blah, blah. And McQueen is not a big fan of that. He's a little worried for Mater's safety here because Mater just wants to have fun. But McQueen's like, well, that looks a little dangerous. So you can see that he's a little worried about it. There's nothing really in the garage there that's of note. It would be pretty cool if there was like a Dinoco can, but there's not. So yeah, McQueen's trying to keep up with him as Mater's going down in the suits here. And again, they're talking about watching out for the speed demon and all that. But Mater just zooms on. You can see he's going 465 miles per hour, then 640 miles per hour. That's absolutely ridiculous. Mater's absolutely zooming. Holy crap. All right, so this is where it gets another spoiler, I'd say, one of the larger spoilers in the book. But yeah, we do see this in the trailer where his suit breaks. All of the metal parts just come flying off and Mater is just catapulted through the air. And so Speed Demon appears. The racers call me the Speed Demon. So this is basically, I wouldn't necessarily call this, I guess you could say it's a dream sequence, but it's more of a hallucination because he's going so fast. The G-forces on him are so strong that he lost consciousness for this period of time. And I mean that like truthfully, like that's exactly what happened here. That's when they mean Speed Demon. That's what they mean by it. They basically mean like you just get foggy. You know, you lose your consciousness because you're going so fast. And you see the Speed Demon. Who is this guy who we saw a diecast reveal for at the San Diego Comic-Con? He kind of looks like an angel to me, but it's pretty wild. I did not expect this to be the route in which we see this character appear. I did not think that would be the case at all, but it is, and he looks pretty cool. Or she, actually, my bad. It's a she. So you can see that here, Mater's like floating in the air. He's actually like astral projected. If you've ever seen any of the Marvel movies, like Doctor Strange does this a lot. He'll smack somebody and they'll go into their like astral form. The Ancient One did it to Hulk in Endgame. Doctor Strange did it to Spider-Man in No Way Home. That's almost exactly what happens here, because Mater is not in his body right now, and it says Mater made his way back to his body. So you can see this is actual Mater's body. And for the first time ever, you see a door open, like an actual, like that's a door into his brain. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe this. Like On the Road is leading to so many discoveries and so many new elements. I don't know. I don't even want to see the other angle of this. But either way, door is open. That's a first. And Mater gets back into his body and lives to fight another day. So I'm pretty sure that's what McQueen is referring to in the trailer when he says the tiniest taste of death. Now this guy back here might be mistaken for Jax or Dat's Jammin', but we know that Dat's Jammin' doesn't have a blown engine like that. And it's weird that we haven't seen Dat's Jammin' at all in any trailers, pictures, and not this book. But you have Sarah Cogs and Noriyuki there. And they say that records were broken and all that stuff. I'll let you pause and read that. But this is the part where they speed off and McQueen challenges Mater to a race. All right, so long day on the road. They decide to camp out, and this one's titled The Legend, okay? So they're at this campfire right here, which we did see a little animation clip for. Might try and put that on the screen if I can find it. And then these are the three characters from the poster. We don't actually see them in the trailer, but they are on the poster, and I talked about them in my trailer breakdown video. Starting from the bottom here, this is basically Bill Revs. Yeah, for real. This is the exact same model as from Cars 3, the character that Mattel released as a diecast. Same paint job as well. But he has this emblem on his side. And all of these hunters have that exact same emblem. And eventually Mater and McQueen will get it as well. But you can see he has a camera here, camera there, microphone there, suitcase there. Because he is like a hunter of Bigfoot. You know, he is trying to capture Bigfoot on camera and show the world. Then you have like a camouflage Maurice Welks character here, a Land Rover as they refer to him as. He has some similar gear, lots of antennas. He's got some extra jugs of gasoline. Kind of reminds me of Outback Miles Axelrod. And then this RV also looks pretty cool. Hopefully they release some of these guys, because with all the camouflage and the satellite and everything, I think it'd make for a really cool release. But they call them cryptids. So for whatever reason, we hunt cryptids, is the line here. A camper, a Land Rover, and a station wagon. All right. So you can see now McQueen and Mater are all suited up with lights and whatnot to go help these guys hunt Bigfoot. They're super eager to, and then this is where this guy starts to look really awesome, because he's got night vision goggles on now, so I'm pretty excited to see that. Like, I hope they make, well, hint, hint, this one you might see pretty soon, but the other ones, hopefully they do as well pretty soon with all the lights as well. All right, so here you go. Bigfoot comes out of nowhere and startles Lightning McQueen. So this is the exact scene that we see in the film, or in the show, in the trailer. How about that, Disney Docket? In the trailer, where McQueen is running from who he believes to be Bigfoot. And so he wakes up in a log cabin with Mater, and they're all strung up. Which is pretty wild. Like, this is, I don't know, this is some wild storytelling right here. But yeah, you can see both of them have the emblem, and they're both a little dirty, especially McQueen. And believe it or not, Bigfoot is Ivy. So all those people who thought in the past that Ivy was Bigfoot, you were right. That was a pretty good prediction. I might hand it to you. So Bigfoot isn't real. It's just Ivy, who's super dirty and covered in ivy. So they all, befriend each other. They're all having a good time. So I think in the trailer, when Ivy asked them, where are you guys headed? that's not the first time they meet. I think that they meet like here and then they go out or whatever, they part their ways, but Ivy's like, wait, that'd be kind of cool if I followed them and stopped living in the woods, you know? And so they befriend them and they actually turn on those hunters that they originally joined with. Lots of junk down here. So now all the hunters are strung up there, which is pretty cool. Hopefully the hunters have some cool personalities. I think that'd be pretty awesome. And so then Lightning McQueen and Mater basically pretend to be aliens. McQueen put on like a ghost costume and Ivy made it seem like she's an octopus, kind of like Dr. Octopus there, doing some sort of experimentation on Mater. And it scared them off. And then you see here when Ivy joins them for their road trip. And you can see the exact scene from the trailer when the Ivy is falling onto Mater. Showtime. So now they get to the circus here, Circus Velocitas, and Ivy's all cleaned up. There she is. And we get to meet a whole bunch of clown cars here. You have the gremlin in the back there. You have Mater. You have this one that looks like Denise Beam. You have a pitty with a cap. And then you have one of these more rounded pitties, which we know we'll get a diecast for that one. And the gremlin as well. And they're spraying water on each other, doing some tricks already. So lots of stuff to look at here. You have a cannon. You have this guy with glasses on. He looks pretty cool. Bunch of other clown cars here. You have like a Volkswagen Bug. Like I talked about in my breakdown of the trailer, the Giuseppe Motorisi Alfa Romeo model. You got more up here in different paint jobs. There's the Denise Beam one again, going through some mirrored loop. And Ivy, Mater, and McQueen are all just watching. And of course, McQueen's uneasy. He's such a mood. I swear, the only thing he seemed excited about so far were the dinosaurs. So then this is now when Ivy joins them, or joins the clowns rather. She joins the performance, and you can see all the clowns lined up here just enjoying watching her. That model looks like Minnie right there, or even simply the Circus fan that they did a long time ago, the Super Chase. And here you can see the instrument. It's on the pitties, trumpet, and a couple drums there. At the end here, get a look at this three-wheeler, very similar to the, I think these are called Ape Igios or something from Cars 2. A lot of them, like Zen Master Pity was this model. So they already are teed up to do him, and they're re-releasing Zen Master Pity. So I would not be surprised if they do them or do this one shortly after. And you get a good look at some of these other cars, some that like, they all have different paint jobs, like dots, stripes, zebra stripes and whatnot. This one right down here, keep an eye on him. This Pity, another Pity's lifting up Ivy. He must be strong. And you have the gremlin there. Here's the one that looks like a Chigo with that spoiler on top. Monster truck. You have yet another Pity back there that looks like Guido. A Chigo, the minivan, some others. Denise Beam, Gremlin, Giuseppe Motorisi. Now, obviously, these aren't actually those characters. Like, I'm not going to say that Xanadu bumpers either, but they're all the same models as those characters. Now, here is from the San Diego Comic-Con, that same car we saw with the same model and expression as Sterling. And a lot of us speculated that this was actually Sterling who had joined the circus. Now, while it's still possible, you can see he has no dialogue, and we never see his eyes. So, you know, we only got a look of his hood and the back of him here. Now, it definitely is Sterling's model, but I would be pretty disappointed if this is not Sterling, because I think that would be pretty lazy of them to just reuse that model. I don't know, I know they're reusing a lot of models here, but for it to be like a main character like Sterling just feels a little wrong. However, on the flip side of that, there is still a good chance this is sterling and the book just doesn't cover that. You know, there's a lot of stuff in this book that is not going to be covered. It glosses over everything, shortens it down, and probably leaves out some key details. You know, we know the Radiator Springs beginning is not in here, Cruz Ramirez is not in this book, but all that stuff will be in the show. So I would not be surprised in the slightest if that still ends up being sterling. But for those who were saying it's not, I guess you probably have more of a point now. And then here's your final page saying that the adventures on the road continue, perhaps leading to the idea that there will be another book. Because we know that there's, you know, they have to go to the Haunted Mansion, all that stuff. They have a lot more story to be told here. They have to, you know, go to the Road Rumblers clan and fight all those environmentalist cars and stuff. So there's a lot of cool stuff in this book and a lot more cool stuff that we've yet to even learn about or see. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I guess this video ended up being longer than I thought. Even though I didn't read it, I just wanted, there's so much cool stuff in that book to discuss. So I really wanted to just show you guys, share with you if you wanted to hear it. If not, no worries at all. But I think some of the stuff in there is pretty cool. And yeah, Sarah Cogs, here's my little color changer pity sprayer version of Sarah, and it'll be great to start getting some of the die casts of these characters. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye now.